Hello and welcome back to Chaosbane. Last time we ran out into the desert to find the last symbol on a stele needed to, I guess, open up this tomb, or at least part of this tomb. And now we have to talk to Durer, who's just going to send us to go to the tomb anyways, to go smack whatever's inside.
It's time! Marguerite is waiting for you at the tomb. Once you've arrived, she will perform the ritual and unseal the inner crypt.
And then?
Marguerite will remain outside while you deal with the Guardians inside the crypt. Once that's done, Ned Maquette's secrets will be ours. The fate of this expedition rests in your hands now. Good luck.
Ned Maquette's secrets, like how he makes that bomb-ass chili. Or what is it that goes into pink lemonade that makes it just so poppin'? Those are the questions we have. Thank you for telling me about Bloodlust. I very well knew about this. But those are the questions we have and the secrets of Nehekara that we will uncover. You know, I just had a thought, completely irrelevant to the game. Has anyone ever weighed a quarter-pounder? Like, if I go to McDonald's and get a quarter-pounder, is it actually a quarter-pound? I remember when people got mad because apparently, like, footlongs at Subway are, like, 10 inches or 11 inches. So, you know, are quarter-pounders actually a pound, or am I getting hustled? And come on, people sue for everything. Figure someone would try that. Oh wow, this is literally the tomb. I didn't think it was right here. What's up?
I'm ready to begin when you are. It should only take a few moments to unseal the crypt.
Are you certain this is wise, Marguerite?
What do you mean?
Look at what this land has become. It is an abomination on the world of the living. Did the cult do this?
Dude, chill, it's a desert.
Legends say that centuries ago, the high priest of the mortuary cult, a Nehekaran of royal blood named Nagash, mastered the forces of life and death and became the first necromancer. But instead of fulfilling his oaths to the Tomb Kings, Nagash used his powers only for himself. Among his many achievements was a potion known as the Elixir of Life, which granted him and his followers eternal vigor. Eventually, the great cities of Nehekara rose in revolt, and the necromancer was overthrown. Consumed by vengeance, he began a great ritual that swept across the land, resurrecting the souls of the dead to serve him for all time. Even the great Tomb Kings were summoned from their crypts to bow before the usurper. Fortunately for the living world, Nagash was struck down before his ritual was complete. But Nehekara had been transformed forever into the haunted land you see today.
And these are the secrets you wish to unearth. Can you not see the danger in that?
Professor Dura knows more about the Tomb Kings than anyone else in the old world. He is a gentle and kindly man, and much respected by the Amethyst Order. If he thinks there is good to be found here, then I believe him. I'm going to unseal the inner crypt. Get ready.
Oh, he's gonna betray everybody and do some necromancy stuff. I guarantee it. It's the Amethyst Order, it's Shyesh, the wind of death magic. It's gonna be bad. Considering I predicted the one dweeb Erlanger actually betraying us, turns out he wasn't even really a person, he was just a facade. I feel like I'm gonna predict this one accurately too. I said it before, but honestly, props to the environmental artists. Just look at this place. Does this place not look pretty awesome? And I feel like environmental artists don't get enough respect. When they can make something cool like this, they deserve big props. Designs like this are... Good designs are few and far between. And stuff like this, it's definitely commendable. Like this, it feels super cool. And maybe part of that's just because I love, like, ancient Egypt. And for Warhammer Fantasy kind of, especially with Nehekara, it takes everything about ancient Egypt and just cranks it up to 11. I think that's part of what I love too, is, you know, these big grandiose tombs full of gold and all this black marble. These fancy, clearly magical, like, braziers just illuminating the area, these giant sarcophagi everywhere. It feels super cool. Go, tornado! I would prefer you actually hitting someone, but sure, it looks cool. I also like how the mini-map, like, even the floors have a little bit of what looks like inscribing on it in the mini-map, and then when you look at the actual floors, there's all the inscriptions, so it feels like it fits. And the color change that matches the lights. It's once again, a very little thing, but it definitely contributes to just making this environment really cool. Oh, Necromancer Man, who can summon fire. Damn, these dudes just keep pulling surprises out. I can appreciate that. Definitely makes them a little more interesting and gives them a combat ability instead of just being like, hey, I'm just gonna keep making meat shields. Please don't stab me. Which is more or less me whenever I play a summoner build in any game. Here's meat shields, please don't stab me. For the love of God, don't stab me. Don't make me do it, I'll scream for help. God, they're tanky. I feel like this game almost went through a balance pass. Like the last patch, because I do not remember actually being slowed this much by these guys. Let me check. Oh yeah, it's because I cranked the difficulty to Chaos 1. That's why these guys are taking longer. I forgot. Because I was doing other, that's how I'd done like the challenge stuff, I think. Or I might have started this at Chaos 1, I don't remember. It's been a while and I really don't touch difficulty unless I feel like it. Either way, not bad to pick Chaos 1. They're a little tanky, but It makes it feel like I'm actually having to fight stuff instead of just tap once and walk through guys. One thing I will say is this game definitely could benefit from, well, like, more bosses, or random bosses. I think it's Grim Dawn has stuff like that, or stuff where it's like, hey, if you fight a faction enough, it angers them and they send, like, a special, like, assassin after you. Kind of like how Warframe can send the Stalker or the Grustag 3 or the Zanuka prototype. I forgot what it was. I never bothered with the Zanuka prototype. I got the Detron real quick and then was just like, I'm out. I don't need to do this crap anymore. I will admit, stuff like the pile of bones, it's just a flat texture, but honestly, I don't care. I would have appreciated probably, like, scattering a few of these skeleton meshes on top, just to give it a little more volume, but grand scheme of things, it's fine. It still looks cool, I'll give them that. And of course, it's always, I assume to some degree there's some design limits to how much crap you can put in a room before the game starts really chugging along, especially when you got enemies and players, and if you got 4 players doing stuff with particle effects. And that's another thing is, depending on how much stuff's going on, you might not notice. I mean, that's something people fail to really take notice of a lot of the time. It's a complaint I've had, because, I don't think sometimes they'll be like, oh, why does this look like this? It's kind of bland. When, in reality, that's because usually so much stuff's going on. And you can get away with that, Everything doesn't have to be super high. Like, textures between third-person and first-person shooters. If you look at a wall in first-person shooters, it is a very high-quality texture, usually, for the time. Like, if you look at Skyrim now, it's gonna kind of look like cheeks. If you look at Oblivion, you'd be like, wow, this looks like absolute butt. But at the time, it was good. But then if you look at, a third-person shooter from that time frame, the wall texture's not as good. Because you're not really supposed to be looking at it, and you're not typically as close. Just little things. And I know I'm probably, to some people, I know I'm preaching to the choir. People know this. Some people might, as a hobby, do a little bit of game design on their own. But it's things not everybody pays attention to, some things people don't really correlate, and stuff people just don't think about, There's a lot that goes into game design people forget. And it's unfortunate because I think it would fix a lot of complaints people have. Because sometimes people complain about absolute nonsense. I get the feeling this is the way I'm supposed to go. I'm gonna double back, just not because of like a just in case, but because there's some extra rooms back here and I want to clear them. More loot, more money. Never hurts. You know what an environment like this would be really fun for? An arena shooter like Time Splitters. Think about it. You know, you have these wacky... A shooter like that where it's super wacky environments, fighting through, you know, some super fancy Egyptian tomb. You have some, like, caves that connect to part of it so that it's not all just hallways that you can camp. Kind of like the graveyard in Time Splitters 1, where there's the above ground and below ground. You could do multiple Egyptian tomb maps based on that concept alone. Some that are strictly inside, some that are part complex, part cave, some that are, you know, like a small mastaba, or like this. You know, just a tide of bones, this big room that you can maneuver through. You could have all sorts of cool stuff. And I just really want a new Time Splitters. I'm waiting for Time Splitters Rewind. It's the fan-made, like, kind of remaster of the first 3 games. They're somewhat close to releasing, like, a playable version of at least the first game. And I know I'm gonna no-life that. It'll probably be PC, but... God, I just really want to play that. Those games bring back so many memories. And if I have my new computer in time, I will definitely put probably a lot of videos, even though it's probably just going to be me doing bot matches. Just because arena shooters in multiplayer, unless it's like just goofing with friends, kind of suck. Just because you might be going in having fun, but there's always some sweat treating it like it's, you know, the $500,000 MLG World Tournament when it's just a bunch of people playing video games. Like, I've had that a bunch of times where, you know, you have... Your team is like... In any game is like some 8-year-old, a guy who's just having fun, somebody who's stoned, and then you have this one dude who's just sweating his butt off. He's just like, come on guys, we gotta win, we gotta do this, and it's like, dude... One dude's like 3 joints in. I don't think we're gonna be playing all too seriously here. You expect that you're trying to like play CS when this is your team? My guy. You know, time and place. This isn't the time, definitely isn't the place to be trying to play super hard. If you want to play competitive, form a competitive team. Find some group. You see that playing like Smash? Everybody always has at least one friend who plays way more competitively than anybody else. Like, you'll be sitting there and you'll be like, I want to play Kirby because he's pink, fat, and I like that. And then you have the one friend who's just like, I'm playing Yoshi because he's top meta and I can like up B, like side A, roll into you, snap you in half like a Slim Jim, like Bane does to Batman, and then just like dunk your corpse off the map, and you're like, dude, chill, I'm just playing Kirby. Oh, it's some Shabji. Neat. Like, I get that competitive nature, but like I said, time and place. Sometimes you just gotta, you know, consider it a wash and just have fun. And even the argument of, oh, well, winning is fun, like, yeah, but still.
You've done it! After so long, I confess I'd begun to have my doubts, but here we are. Nebmaket's crypt is ours.
You're sounding pretty sinister there, my dude.
We'll begin cataloguing the artifacts for removal at once. The first to go will be the books and scrolls. Alessa, I'm in your debt. You've done us a great service, and I will speak highly of you to Lord Finrir.
My work here is not yet done, Professor. I promised Lord Finrir I would see the expedition safe.
Eh? As you wish. Now, if you'll excuse us, there is a great deal of work to be done.
Yeah, give me that bow. That probably sucks. Oh yeah, tornado. I forget I have that move. Does this map have any, like... No, it didn't have any secret hidey holes. A little disappointing, but you know, whatever. Yay, thanks game for telling me about my personal chest. Even though I already knew that. A little weird how it keeps reminding me of things that I already know. Okay, thanks, cool. Now get some rest, okay?
Alessa! Oh, thanks, Sigma. The camp is under attack. It must have been the artifacts. Removing them from the tomb has drawn the undead to us like moths to a flame. They're coming from everywhere.
This is just what I feared would happen. I warned you not to open the crypt. We'll have to make our stand here and defend the camp.
Okay. I was planning on ending it, but it looks like we get to quick knock this out. Hey! An archer Ushabti. Far weaker than that guardian was. What up, Skelly boys? Oh yeah, I have summonable dudes that I've literally done 2 episodes forgetting that they exist. Skelemans. Come on, everybody group up. Oh, that's cool. That's a different Ushabti. With a pretty cool effect. I like that. You know, one crawling half of a skeleton. Hey, it's all safe. Jumps up, strangles a man. Ring-a-ding-ding, come get your things. Alright, now we can talk to Marguerite. And that guy's missing still. Durer is missing.
I can't believe we made it. When the attack began, I didn't think...
We've bought ourselves a little time. That's all. Is everyone accounted for?
Everyone except for Professor Durer. He was in his tent studying the artifacts when the attack began. I don't know if he ran off in the confusion or if he's been taken. What are we going to do?
Alright, so I'm gonna call it here. If you enjoyed this episode, make sure to hit the like button, it helps out the channel a lot. And if you haven't already, make sure to hit the subscribe button. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.